One, two, one, two. Hey, what's up and welcome. It's Matthew here, the designer and developer from South Africa. This is going to be a short and sweet full stack Next.js application. We're going to deal with the front end and the back end as well. It's ideal for beginners, people who just want to learn only the basic. I am going to teach you 10 stack query, shardcn, Typescript, React hook form, Zod validation, and Prisma. Let me just quickly demonstrate this simple application. In this application, I'm going to show you how to add this cool sidebar for the shardcn, and then let's add a note here, student, and then I have subscribed. Okay, as you can see, this is just a cool note. I'm assuming that you are going to subscribe, and let's check. We've got note number 7 here, and let's just save this. Okay, this is a very simple app, but I'm going to teach you industry technique, things like how do you clear a form when you are done, and also query invalidation. For instance, as soon as we create a note here, automatically this form refreshes. This is not something that you do manually. It's something that happens automatically with 10-stack query. I am going to teach you that all and more. Thank you so much. Let's get started. I'm already inside a folder called 16-minute. Feel free to open a folder of your choice. I'm expecting you to have installed Node.js and also Visual Studio Code or the editor of your choice. So now let's get into it. Now we want to create a Next.js application. We're going to type npx create-next-app at latest, and then let's type here notes. This is the name of our application. So this is going to run some certain commands, and it's going to take time. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm just going to open some tabs that we are going to use. We are going to use shardcn. Let's go here. We are going to use Zod. We are going to use datefns. We are going to use React hook form. We are going to use 10-stack query. I think that's about it for now. Okay, so what we are going to do, let's just go to save some time, go to doc or components. Let's go to get started. Okay, I'm already here. Let's look at next and how do you what can I say? Let me open notes here. Let me open some notes here, and then there's no need for this. Okay, I'm just going to copy some commands. Okay, I don't need this as well. So I'm just going to copy some commands here. So this is how we run shardcn. Okay, we are going to run shardcn. Then in terms of Zod installation is very simple. It's npx install or npm install Zod. It's not that difficult. We can leave this one here. And what about datefns? Where is the installation? Compose documentation. Let's just click here. Let's go to React hook form. Get started. Okay, so you can see here the installation as well. We can just copy this to here. Okay, and then we want to check the validation. Let's go and check here. Okay, apologies about this. Okay, and then let's go and check the validation aspect. Let's see where is, okay, let's just scroll down, up. I think there is a validation section here, so that we will integrate this with Zod. Let's see, React hook form, validation, let's see, okay, I think it's this one. So npm install at hook form resolver. Yep, what we are going to do, we're just going to change this to Zod. Okay, because we're going to use Zod validation, let's check 10-stack query, get started. Okay, and then what we want to do here, we want the installation, continue to installation. Okay, as you can see, we're going to install this. Okay, and then after that, okay, what else requirements? I think there's some recommendation here. Let's add this npmi, this recommendation. That's what they are recommending. In terms of datafns, introduction, installation, check here, where is the installation? npm install datafns. Let's copy this. Okay, happy with this. Let's just go back and see this is still installing. That's not much of a problem. What I'm going to do now, I think I'm ready to go. Okay, the other thing that I need to explain to you, we're going to use Prisma. Okay, I realized that Prisma has changed from 6 to 7 and there were major changes. So I had to fiddle trying to get it right until I managed to get it right on the get-go. So what I did, I've got these instructions here to install everything that is needed. It's more like these one by one to install everything that is needed. Check the link in the description below for these. Okay, so that you can copy and paste. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna, let me put it here because we're going to start with this. Okay, I wish, let's say init. Okay, let me just, okay, undo. Okay, let me just leave this as is. Let's say, okay, yeah, it's fine. Okay, and then what else do I want to do before I pause the video? Let me just check if this is still running. This is going to take some time. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause the video and come back when this is finished. Thank you so much for understanding. All right, guys, I'm back. What I'm going to do, I'm going to open this folder. So I'm just going to reveal in Explorer and copy this path as it is. If you've got a different way of doing this, feel free to do it that way. And then I'm going to open a folder as if I'm opening a new one and paste this path. Now we are in the actual folder of our project, some sort of the root folder. So what we are going to do, the terminal is supposed to be here. We are just going to go back here. The first thing that we're going to do, we are going to install Prisma. We are going to take all of this as it is. Check the link in the description below to copy and paste this. So this will install Prisma, everything that is needed. And in terms of Prisma, we are going to use a local database. We are not going to connect to complicated databases to make our life easier. So this will install everything that relates to Prisma. I used to get it wrong. I don't want to lie, install this and Prisma doesn't work until I realized that I need to install these in this order. I think that's about it for now. Let me again pause the video and come back when this is done. Thank you so much for understanding. All right, guys, I'm back. As you can see, everything has went well. So what we want to do, we want to run npx prisma generate. Okay, let's do this. What else do we want to do? Let's run npx prisma db push. I think this is what I wanted to run, because prisma generate, I think it was already part of the code that I have entered before. So this Prisma DB push, suppose it creates a DB. Let me zoom in. I hope this is not too much. So as you can see, Prisma DB push created what can I say, this database. Okay, let's just go back and check in here. Is there any other thing that we need to do? What we want to do as well, we want to, what can I say, we want to create this file in lib prisma.ts. I think we will be done with configuring Prisma. Okay, new folder. Let's just type lib, and inside lib and then prisma.ts. And then we're going to copy and paste this. Okay, I think I'm done, as you can see, guys, and that is it. And then let me click save. Everything has been saved. And then what we want to do, we want to go to Prisma schema, as you can see here. So what we want to do, we want to type model here, and then model node, and then what we want an ID. The data type is going to be int, and then this is going to be ID, some sort of a unique key. This the default, that means automatically when we create this, this might be here, and then we want this to auto increment. And then from there, what we want to do, we want the title. Okay, let's see. Let me just make everything capital letter. Small letters. We want a title, which is going to be a string, and we want description, and it's going to be a string, and we want the created at. Okay, let's see, created at, this is going to be a date time, and we want to add at default, and our default is going to be now, which is the exact time of creation. And then we want updated at, which is date time, and we want at updated at. As you can see, why are we using this? Whenever we are hitting an update command, Prisma is going to automatically fill this one. Okay, do I have to put default? Let's see if I can put a default here first. Okay, let's see if I can put a default here, and let's see, there is no at. Okay, no, so this is wrong. I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. Okay, let's put this one, and let's click save. So what we want to do now, we want to as you can see here, the database is empty. As you can see, there is nothing here. Okay, let's talk about the plugins. Okay, because when you see this, you are going to see this table, and on your computer is not going to show. Let's just go to plugin. As you can see, I've got this plugin here, which is DB Viewer. This is the one that I've installed that makes it possible for me to view this. Okay, to view that database. My apologies about that. And then from then, I've got this ESX Redux. I will talk about this one later. And also I've got Prisma at syntax highlighting. As you can see, install this one as well. And also I've got the Tailwind one. Okay, the Prisma one makes this syntax clean. Okay, it will add these code and colors. If these colors are not added, please add the Prisma one. So enough about that. What we want to do now, as you can see, there is no data here, so we want this data to come here. So let's run, clear this, let's run npx prisma db push. Okay, what we are doing here, we are taking all of this structure, we are taking it to here, to the DB. Okay, so let's just refresh here and see. As you can see, now we've got nodes here. I'm happy with this. What we want to do next, we want to go to our installations. Okay, let's install shardcn. Install shardcn. Okay, as you can see, I'm just going to pause the video and wait for this. It's going to take some time, and then I'll come back when it's done. Thank you so much for understanding. All right, guys, let's continue. We have installed shardcn. Now we want React hook form. And then next we are going to install React hook form resolvers. Can't we start with Zod before this? I think Zod is very easy. npm install Zod. And that's it. And then we can install Zod resolvers next. And then let's see what else do we want to do. Let's turn stack query next. And then it's going to be the dependencies. Oh, this is the plugin. My apologies about that. Okay, and then datafns, and then we are done. Okay. All right, and then let's just go to shutcn. Let's go to shutcn. The first thing that I want here is a shutcn. So let's get into the button because it's given we will need it. Then let's go back here, and what else do we want? It's the button. It's the card. Let's look for a card here. Where you see the card, we're going to need a card. And then we are components. Let's look for sidebar. Where is sidebar? Help me. Please show me where sidebar is. This is sidebar, as you can see. So let's just, I'm trying to scroll up and my computer is not doing what I want. Sidebar. What else do we want on a sidebar? Let's just copy and paste everything that needs to be copied. Okay. I think I'm ready to copy this layout as it is, if I can be honest. I don't think there's a train smash there. Okay. Okay, let me copy a certain part of it. Only this one, the export. Okay. This one. Okay. And then let's continue to install everything. If I've installed the sidebar component app sidebar, okay, components app sidebar. Let me just copy this. My apologies about this. Just want to copy this component app sidebar. I will come back to this one. Okay, I think I just have to press Control and space so that we can load this. But it's okay. Here is it. And what about this one? Not there yet. We are going to create it. Component app sidebar. Paste this. And then go back here. Then I want to copy and paste this. What we want to do, we want a more detailed sidebar rather than this one. So what we want to do, we want to go to here, okay, on the shutcn sidebar. Let's just look for another sidebar to copy. Okay, let's just go down. I think it's this one. Okay, let's just copy this code. As you can see, it has got some drop down as well. Let's go back here. Excuse me. Let's paste this. Okay, as you can see, there are some things that are not here. Let's see the ones that we can import, and see the ones that will need to be installed. This is a drop down, shutcn drop down. So let's just go back here on components, and let's just look for a drop down. Can you help me? No, date picker. Drop down menu, here is it. Let's just come here and install it. Okay, and let's just open a new terminal here, and let's just install it. Okay, so what else do we want to do? After we're done installing it, we want to quickly import it, and that will be it. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to know the one from shutcn. Let's see, don't we have the one from shutcn? Okay, the drop down menu from Redux. I don't think so. Let's just look on UI components. shutcn doesn't have a drop down here. Drop down menu. Let's see. Yeah. Suppose we can import this from shutcn. Let's see, drop down menu, this one. Okay. Yes, I think it's this one, sidebar drop down menu, not from Radix. I don't want the Radix one. So let's look for this one. Okay. UI component. Yes, this is the button. Chevron. Let's see. Lucid React. Yes. The drop down component. Okay, I think we are winning. And that is it. Okay, and I don't think we are using this. Let's just go back here and check. Don't mind much about this. Okay, there is one item here. As you can see, we are getting this error. Let's just go. Okay, our layout is missing the HTML and the body. My apologies about this. Let's just go to the layout. Let's just click undo from here. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy what? This part, the sidebar. Okay, copy the sidebar and just undo so that we can have the original layout which was here. As you can see, this layout had everything. So what I want to do, somewhere here inside the body, I want to add this. Okay, then I'm gonna import these. We've just by mistakenly remove the HTML body as well. So let's just go back and see. As you can see now, everything works well, but it's such that dashboard route is not available. We don't need it anyway. So now we've got this. Okay. Okay, we've got this, but it has got also this drop down thing that I don't think we want. Okay. I don't think this does what we want to do at the moment, but let's just can't we just add a button here? Okay, let's go back to this sidebar. Let's see. Sidebar menu item. Sidebar menu. Sidebar menu item. Can we just delete this one with the drop down? And let me just type div here. Let me just type test and see what will be there. Okay, we've got a test here. What else could I do here? Let's see. Sidebar menu item plus sidebar menu and sidebar menu item. Okay, let me just copy and paste this just to check what will happen. We've got two sidebar menu item. I'm happy with this. Okay. And then what we want to do, let's go to sidebar plus name. And then let's say PL padding left of 12. Let's go back and check. I'm happy with this. Okay. And then what I want to do, I'm going to convert these to links. Okay, let me just do this. To next link. Okay, and also link here. Next link. Oh, this needs an href. Okay, and href. Let's just put / for now, or let's just put / dashboard. Okay, dashboard. I'm happy with that. Let's just copy and paste this one as well, just to check what will happen. Sorry about this. Okay, it's taking us somewhere. It's taking us somewhere. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do, okay. Okay, and then what we want to do next, let's see what we want to do next. We want to create our UI. Okay, we will come back to this. We want to create our UI. What I want to do, let's go to in components. and then I want an input. We've already got a button. Where is my input? Okay, let's look for shutsin input HAK. Yeah. I input group input. Okay, let's just install the input as well. Okay. Okay, I've already installed the card, install the input. I think that is it. And then let's just go and check a text area or something like that for a description. Let's go to text area. The text area, copy and paste it. And then we are done. Okay, I think we are ready to build the first page. And then what we want to do now, we want to go to app and we want to go to this page. Okay, and then in this page, what we want to do, okay, we want to do what first? Let's design the UI. Okay, let's design the UI. Let's go to the card section. Okay, let's go to the card section of this component, the card section. And then we're just going to copy any card section code here. As you can see, let's first copy this. Okay, and then let's copy this one. Okay, let's just click save and see. I think we can put this one here. Okay, here is the card section. I'm happy with this. And then what I want to do now, I want to go to this page. I want to go to this page. And then in this page, I want to create a div. Declare a div, and then paste this. And then class name. What I want to do here, I want to create some styles. Let me go to my global styles. See if I can define some styles that I'm going to reuse. As you can see, what we are going to do here, we are going to type here center. We are going to make use of this. Okay, and then at apply. Okay, we want this to be flex. We want to justify center. Okay, justify center. Items center as well. Item center. We are centering everything. What else do we want? Flex, justify center. Okay, I think that's all. And then I'm going to copy this and go back to where I was. Go back here. Okay, I'm just going to take a width of full here and a height of what must be my height? Okay, let me just leave the height for now. Let me put a height of screen. Okay, and I'm going to put a BG here. Okay, just for us to have a background. I want you to get an idea of what is going on there. Okay, and then my height is not full. What might be the case? Let's go to, let's see. My width is supposed to be full, but it's not full. It's not taking 100% width. Let's go and check who controls this. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with this one. Who controls this is inside the layout. It's the layout that controls this. Let's go and check the layout. Okay. Which is in this layout, what might happen? Let's just check this PG. PG. And well, let's just check how is it going to be. Okay, I'm happy with this. That means the background, sorry, the body does span across, what can I say, everything. And then let's go to the sidebar provider side, app sidebar. Let's just go here. Okay, inside this app sidebar, let's see sidebar header, sidebar class name, link, href dashboard. This is the sidebar. Okay, let's go back to, I wish I can check where, I'm just gonna show you now what I want to check. Where is the other sidebar code? I think here is it. Okay, I want the one that controls the children and everything. I think here is it. Okay, I think here is it. Width is full. Okay, so let me just do a bg of green. Go back here. As you can see, it's also a width of full. Okay, then if this is also a width of full, what is, okay, so what I'm going to do for now, for the sake of continuing, I am going to go back to the page and I'm just going to, maybe I need important. Let's see, force it to be a width of full. Not really. Let me put a width of 500 pixels. Okay, so that it can be big. Okay, as you can see, it's taking a width of 500 pixel. I am still not sure why this is not taking the whole width. Maybe I will investigate as time goes by. I think I'm happy with this. I'm going to remove this. Okay, and then let's see. This could be written as what? With 500 can also be written as with 125. I'm happy with that. Let's try that. This is the new tailwind. Okay, and now what I want to do with this width of 125, I want padding of 12. Let's see, padding of 12. What is it going to give me? I'm happy with this. So inside this, I want the card. Okay, so here we are going to put create note. Okay, add your note in the description. Let's see what's on card action. I don't need the card action. Okay, let's go back here. Create your note. I don't even think I need this description. It doesn't look that. This is the header. I'm happy with this header. This is the content. Let's check the content. Where is the content? I'm happy with this. Okay, so here I'm just gonna add a shutcn button. Okay, let's click. Let's just type here save. Come back and check. I'm happy with this. Okay, even though I would like this to be here. Okay, let's just class name and margin, oh sorry, m dash left margin left auto. It looks like I'm lost now. Margin left dash auto. Okay, let's see if everything is flexed. Yes. Okay, so I'm pushing this to the side. Happy with that. This is the content that I want. Inside the content, I just want an input. I should see an input. Let's see. Should see an input. Self-closing. And then this one is going to be for the title. And then I want a text area here. Should see an text area. Sorry. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, there's an input and a text area. I'm happy with this. And then what I want to do as well, okay, what I want to do as well, I want to, where's the content, the cut content, one class name. Okay, first I'm going to use that center. Okay, let's see if, as you can see, everything is centered. By default, this center arranges things to row. So we are going to override the styles that are here, which is the flex. I'm going to force it to be column, and I'm going to put important to make sure that this happen the way we want, and I'm going to put a gap of 5. Okay, as you can see, I'm not sure if it's me, but these colors are not as clear as, okay, there's something with these colors. Look like these colors are a bit lighter. Okay, but that is nothing to write a story about for now. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then I think I'm going to need a label. So what do I want to do then? Okay, I want a wrapper. Okay, I want a wrapper. Let's about that. Okay, I want a wrapper. Here, let me just type P for now. In fact, I can use a label. I think HTML has a label. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, title. Okay, I'm happy with this. This is going to be a class name of center. Center, everything is going to be centered. We're going to give it a gap of 2. Obviously, it's a centered as a row for now. We're going to force this to be a column. Happy with that, but it's centered. We need to change one of these. As you can see, everything is centered. Okay, and then we need to change one of the styles that were here. We need to override those styles. Let's just say justify start. Justify start. Let's see. Oh, item start. Okay, that's not much of a problem. I think this doesn't have a width in a way. Let's say PG. Check if it has a width. As you can see, the width is not full. That's why we don't see some sort of a change. Okay, now that we have this, let's look at our justify. Okay, okay, justify. All of these needs to be forced because we are overriding what was here. Okay, if it's not justifying, then it's going to be items. Let's see, as you can see, okay, everything works well here. So what we want to do now, we want to remove this. And then if this works, did I remove the width full as well? I think so. I removed the width full. So if this works for this, we might as well duplicate this, but for text area. Okay, let's copy this, then paste it here. Sorry, where is input? Paste it here. Let's check. Okay, happy with this. We're going to type here and then type this and then save. Okay, and then what I want to do here, I want the button BG orange. Okay, text white. Okay, happy with this. As you can see, our button doesn't show. Let me just go to the button. Then let's look at the where is, am I inside the button? I should say, and yes, where is the class name? Okay, let's see, export this as a button. Okay, class name, here is the class name, and it's being used here. CN button variant, and then variant size and class name. Okay, so what I want to do here, I think, how do I change this? This is the class name. We're taking CN here, putting TN variant. Let's add here. Okay, before we add a comma, happy with that. Let's add here in the CN, and let's add I want when you have a cursor pointer. That's what I want, cursor pointer. Let's see, where is it? Cursor pointer. Let's go back and check. As you can see, now there is some sort of cursor pointer here. Happy with this. So now what we want to do, we want to add, let's see, go to the layout. Not here. We want to go back to where we were. Okay. Yeah, we want to come back here. So what we want to do here, we want to use our React hook form. Okay. So what we are going to do, we want to be here. Okay. And then we want to const. Const. Okay. Let's just go to the React hook form. And let's just copy and paste code here. Okay, as you can see, we're going to use a use hook form. These are register state and whatever. Let's just copy everything as is here. Okay, copy this, paste it here. Use hook form. Let's import it. Okay, and then we want this. What else do we want? What else do we want? Let's just go back here and check. I think we might need to handle. Let's see. Here they are spreading. Do we want to spread as well? Yes, I think spreading will help us. Okay, so we want this register, and then we want to go here. Okay, we want to spread this register. 1, 2, 3. Spread this register. Then we want to execute it, and then we want to pass a name. Okay, so this is going to be our title. Okay, and then what we want to do as well, we want to take this register. Okay, on the text area, spread it, and then description. Happy with that. And then what else do we want to do? Let's just check what we want to do as well. Okay, let's check on the validation. Let's just go up and down here. Let's see, validation with Zord, UI libraries, current input, global state, error, schema validation. As you can see, this is what I want. So I want to check this one. Okay, as you can see, let's just copy this. We're just gonna add a resolver. I think we also have some default values here besides the resolver. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's go back here. Then what we want to do here, we want to add default values. Okay, so the default values are going to be, first of all, I think we need a type. Okay, so as much as we are creating this first one, we need to make sure that this first one is some sort of a template. Okay, so let's get into it. So what we want to do, we want a type here. Okay, the type is always going to be a form type. Okay, the reason why I'm typing these in capital letters, I want to create a template. I want a page. Okay, type. Excuse me. So we are going to have title as a string, and then description as a string. And then what we want to do, we want to type this form as this. Okay, you will see why I'm doing this. So Suppose here it will give us some, you see, autocomplete. The title is going to be empty at default, and the description, suppose it gives us this description, it's going to be empty at default, as you can see. Okay, let's just format our code so that it can be nice and neat. Okay, so we've got our first, this is a form type. Okay, you will see where am I going to use this template. Okay, number one, form type. Happy with this. This is our form type. And then I think even a form type can be outside this because it doesn't have to be here. Okay, to be inside, just a type. So we are done with the form type. I'm happy with this. And then our spread. So we've connected, we have connected React hook form with our input. Now we need Zod. Okay, so let's get into this. I just forgot something. My apologies about this. Let's const. Let's create a Zod schema. I might as well. Even with a Zod schema, it can be outside here. There's no need. Number two, Zod validation. And then we're going to type here const form schema, capital letters, because this is a template. Form schema is equal to z. We are going to take this from Zod, z.object. Okay, and then we're going to type here. We want a name. Okay, the name is going to be z.string. Okay, the name is going to be z.string.minimum character of, let's say you must have at least 4 characters, and what could be minimum, okay, minimum 4 characters. Okay, so I'm validating with Zod here. Okay, meaning that if you put an input which is less than 4, this will show up, and then the description is going to be the same as this one. Okay, at least a minimum of 4. Okay, this is our validation. I think I've made a mistake here of creating a form type. You will see why I'm saying that I've made a mistake. We are repeating ourselves. We don't really have to create this type. We just have to take it from Zod. So let's continue. Let's type here form type const. Okay, let me just delete this so that you can see. Change this to 1. Type form type. Form type is equal to what we want to do. We want to take z.infer, okay, type of form schema. Okay, that means we are getting the type from here. Okay, as you can see, let's check here. As you can see, we're getting the exact type that we got before. So we start with Zod, and then the form type, we get it from Zod, and then form type, we paste this form type. Okay, we just need to change this to title because now description, copy the same description here. Okay, as you can see, everything worked well. So let's look at our template. We created a Zod schema, happy with this, and then we created a form type, happy with this, and then we are inside this page. We've got our React hook form and is connected. Okay, at the moment nothing will happen on the UI because there is an error, simply because in Next.js we are in the server route. Let's just type use client here. As you can see, everything works well and there is nothing validating there. So secondly, this is not a form. Okay, where are those things? Where are our input? As you can see, our inputs are not inside a form. Okay, so we need to make sure that our inputs are description. Maybe there is an error there. Description, what happened? Description. Looks like this is okay, this description is wrong. My apologies about this. Change also this one. The next one, okay, nothing. Now we need to wrap this with a form. Our inputs must be inside a form. Okay, let's get into it. Form, inside a form. I'm happy with this. And then on submit, and then number one, we have Zot validation, and number two, we've got form type. Number three, we've got form submit, or let's say submit handler. Okay, yeah, submit handler. Okay, and then we are going to type a submit handler here. Const submit handler is equal to an arrow function. Okay, this is the this is the function that we are going to pass here on submit. Okay, but we are not going to pass it as it is. Okay, we're not going to pass it like this. Okay, because if we do, as you can see, let's check, nothing happens. Okay, so what we want to do, we need this handle submit. Okay, we need to wrap this inside that. Where is the form? We need to wrap this inside that. So we are going to do this, execute, and then push this one inside this. Okay, as you can see. Now suppose something will work. Let's just check. Okay, obviously, even if something is working, we are not, what can I say, we are not validating these. Okay, we are not validating these. Let's go back here. There is no validation on the input. So what I'm going to do to validate, let's first receive some data here. We're going to receive data here. The type of this data is going to be form type. Okay, and then we are just, as soon as we receive this data, we need to log it. Type is form data. Let's console log this data. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do, don't we have some errors here? Okay, we've got errors. Okay, so what we want to do, let's see. What we want to do, let's console log errors so that we can see what is going on here. .log. Let's just type here errors. Okay, as you can see. Let's check if everything is connected. Okay, let's console log, refresh. Okay, errors, there is no error. As you can see, no error. I'm happy with it. Let's see if we are trying to save without any input. Okay, without any input. Let's see. I'm thinking if we are trying to save without any input, okay, the button is not linked to the entire system because we didn't mention that this type of button is submit. Okay, type of button is submit. Okay, as you can see. So now the button is hooked and it's linked. Okay, so as you can see, no error. Click is this button inside a form? I think this button might be outside a form. Okay, I think this button is outside a form. So what I want to do, how do I get this button inside a form? Let's just make the form to wrap almost what? The entire card. Okay, yeah. let's make this form to wrap the entire card instead, so that the button could be inside the form. Where is the card? As you can see, so this wraps the entire form. Go back and check, nothing, and then let's click save. As you can see, now we've got form data. Okay, form data, nothing. Let's just test something, and let's just test something. Suppose we are not console logging this. We are in the right direction, but we need the validation to be kicked in. At the moment, we didn't link Zod for validation. Okay, so what we want to do as well, we want to check the class name and margin top of, let's say, 8. Okay, we have not added the validation yet. So let's look at the validation here. Resolver, Zod resolver. Okay, let's go and link the validation. Where is our React hook form? Go up here. And then I think after this, we want to add resolver here, and then Zod resolver. Okay, and I think I have to pass a schema here, form schema. Okay, I think I have to pass a schema here, as you can see. So now Zod is hooked in for checking the errors. Okay, so let's see if we didn't type anything here and click OK. Okay, now errors are starting to kick in. Minimum of 4 characters and. Okay, so I'm happy with this. That means our form is connected to some sort of like everything. And then what do I want? Let's me just go to the card, style some things a little bit. Class name. Okay, text orange, text dash 2XL. Make this a little bigger, and then margin bottom of 12. Okay, let's see. I'm happy with this. Okay, but I'm not sure if I'm happy with this orange here. I don't think I'm happy with that. 500 or maybe 600. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with this. And then let's check for errors. Let's look what is inside errors so that we can use errors. Let's go back here. Console log. Okay. The errors have description. This object has got description and title, and inside them there is a message. So let's try to be clever here. Let's go at the bottom of this. This is the input for title. Somewhere here, let's just do this. Don't I have errors? Yes. Errors dot title. If we have this, okay, let me just end, sorry, end. If we have it, then just type a p tag, sorry, just add a p tag with there is an error. Okay, and then this is going to be class name of text red. Let's click enter. There is an error. No error. There is an error. No error. Now what we want to do, we want to let's say at least 400. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want this error here, the error name. That means if this is here, then I want a title. Okay, my apologies about this. Errors.title.message. Okay, we might as well copy this. For what? Copy this for text area. So description, sorry, description, and then dot description here as well. Okay, remove the dot title. Errors dot description. Where is description? Make use of Typescript dot message. Go back here. Do we have errors? Yes, we do have errors. Error disappear. Error disappear. So it's only here that we will get this. Okay, we want to go back here, and then from here we want to go to global CSS, and then from global CSS we want to look for border. Let's just go up and look for border here. I'm in global CSS here, so let's just look for border somewhere here. Okay, if we don't see it, let's just look for find border. I want to make our borders a bit black. Okay, I think it's this one. And then what we want to do, we want to push this at least to something like this. Okay, at least to something like this. Okay, let's see. This feels like too much. Take it up a little bit. Okay, see. I'm somewhat happy with this. Okay, though still I feel like it's too much. Let's try it for the last time. This border, at least something like this. Okay, let's see. Okay, at least I'm happy with this. And now what about this one? Let's just look for another border again. Okay, let's look for another border. Is it this one or there's another one? Okay, sidebar border. Okay, let's just make this one a little bit like this. Another border. Okay, this is a darker one, sidebar border. It looks like this is the only border that we have. Okay, color border. Okay, let's just click save and let's just refresh this. Okay, also I'm not sure about this outline here, why it's not as strong as this one, but anyway, let's just continue. Okay, and then what we want to do now, we want to create an endpoint for this. So let's just go to app, create a folder API, and then inside API here we want to create a folder which is called let's say API is it create node, add node, let's just say add node or add nodes. Then here we create a route.ts, and then from here what we want to do, we want to const get, create a route, const get equal to an arrow function. My apologies about this. Equal to an arrow function, const get equal to an arrow function, and then this has to be async. Then we are going to receive a request. Okay, and this is going to be a next request. Okay, and then from there what we want to do, we want to type const here. Let's say data is equal to request. Let's see dot, what do we have here? Request dot body. Okay, let's just look at what we're going to get here first. Is it request dot body or dot JSON? Let's just console log this. Okay, just to test. Console log API test. Okay, happy with this. So what we want to do, we want to go to this page, and then what we want to do here, we want to create a mutation. Okay, let's say on our template we created Zod validation, and then number 2, suppose it's a form type. Number 3, it's a submit handler. We've created it. And number 4, it's a form mutation. And then what we want to do, we want to const form, was a capital letter, form mutation. Form mutation is equal to we've already installed 10-stack query is equal to let's say mutation 10-stack query. Okay, it's a hook. Use mutation. Okay, use a mutation, and then I think it takes an object. Okay, and in this object I think there is a what is it? I think there is a function here. Let's say a function. Is it a mutation function or what? Okay, I think I forgot about this. Let me just go to 10-stack query. I think there's a function there, and I forgot now the other value that you pass there. Let's just go and check here. This is a query, use query, a query key, okay, and a query function. It's not like it's a mutation function. Yes, okay, my apologies about that, guys. Okay, mutation function and mutation key. So for now, we are going to need a mutation key, okay? So what we want to do, we want to create an arrow function here. And what we forgot to install, it's Axios. Okay, let's just add another terminal here. Where do I add another terminal? Okay, let's just add npmi Axios. Okay, what else do we want to do? This has to return. Okay, return something, and then we are going to type what can I say? Let's just return Axios. Okay. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to receive data here, data as form data. Okay, as you can see now, this is where our form data or form type. Okay, as you can see now, we are starting to make use of our template. Okay, that's why I create these like this so that it can be easier for me to recall. So this is going to be a form data, and then in this form data we are going to use Axios, from Axios, and then dot get dot post. Okay, and then we are posting in /API /add nodes. Okay, I think that is it. And what we are passing there, we are passing data. Okay, and then what we want to do, we want to take our form mutation and go to, now this is the use of the template, submit. Okay, as you can see, we want this. Okay, submit handler. In fact, the best way to name this is not submit handler. Let me just find and replace it. My apologies about that. Replace. submit handler with form submit. Okay, everything start with form so that we can make this a template. Okay, so let's continue. Now what I want to do, I want form mutation dot mutate. Okay, we pass data. Okay, that is it in terms of 10-stack query. So we are just mutating. So when we are mutating, this will take us to use mutation, and then it's going to execute this mutation function, receiving the data and sending this data to the backend. So what we want to do, we want to go, okay, cool. I think I forgot something about 10-stack query. I forgot to put the provider. Let's just go back here. My apologies about that. Let's see. Where is the query provider? As you can see, guys, okay, you create a query provider here. So let's see, import query client, new query provider, and then in your app layout and an example. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to create a folder here, and this folder is going to be query provider. Let me just type here providers. Okay, and then let's type here 10-stack. I think this is going to be a component than a provider. Okay, my apologies about that. This is just going to be a TSX component, 10-stack provider. Okay, this is not just a provider. Okay, let's say 10-stack wrapper. Okay, because we want to wrap something, let's just wrapper provider. Okay, .tsx. Okay, this makes sense. Now let's just paste this here. Then let's just make this a use client. Okay, somebody might ask, why are we not just using this on the layout? Remember, a layout doesn't run on the client, it's always running on a server, so this will give us issues. So what I want to do, 10-stack wrapper provider, copy this name as is, and export default. We are going to change this a little bit. Okay, export default, let's change this to 10-stack wrapper provider. Happy with this, I don't want this example. And then I want to receive here I want to receive children. Okay, children, I'm receiving children as what? As react node. Okay, and I am going to pass the children here. Let me just quickly explain what's going on here in case you don't know. Okay, what we want to do, we want to push everything. That means the entire app, we want to push it in between. We want to push it in between the query provider so that it can get everything, all the information relating to what? To 10-stack query. Okay, that's what we are doing. So we are going to receive everything from the app, and then we are going to push it here so that it can be between this. So let's take this and go back to our layout, and then just like what we did here, we want to put this, so that it can wrap everything here. Okay, hope this is clear. And then we want to import it, save, and let's go back. This is server, and let's see. Okay, element is invalid in a starting get component class function. Let's say but object here from the file it's defined in, or you might have mixed your default name import. Let's see, 10-stack provider, check render and the route layout. Let's see what I did. My apologies about that. Where am I importing it? 10-stack provider. components, then stack wrapper provider. So what might be the challenge? Let's just go to its definition. Let's see. Receiving children, yes. Children, yes. React Node, yes. Then we're creating a new query client. In use client. Then I'm putting it inside here. So let's go back and check the render method of the root layout. Export your component from the file it's defined in. Oh yes, maybe I didn't export it. Maybe. Let's check. But here is export default. Okay. Okay, function. Sorry, the function. And then let's export it here. Turn stack wrapper. And then let's not make it a default export. Let's just make this a named export, and then we're going to remove this. Okay, am I in the layout? Yes, and then let's see. Suppose this work well without any problem. Suppose if it doesn't, okay, as you can see, guys, everything works well. Okay, so let's do our test. We want to first of all see if we are hitting that endpoint on the network. Let's see. We are hitting that endpoint. Where is the header for this? The headers method not allowed. Not a problem. Maybe I created a get instead of a post. My mistake. As you can see, this is a get, which is supposed to be a post. This is my mistake. Let's just quickly fix this. This is supposed to be post, and we always need to export it. Okay, after exporting it, the API routes always have to return something. Okay, let's use next response.json, and let's pass this data. Okay, there is no need for us to console log this. Let's just pass this data. I'm happy with this. And then the other thing that we want to do, this is not supposed to be a request, body. Let's make it request.json, and we need to await it. Okay. Let's just test. Test 2. And also test. Are we on the network? Yes. Let's check. Looks like everything works well. As you can see, we've got the title here. We've got the title, we've got test, and we've got this. Okay. I'm happy with this. And then what we want to do next, okay, what we want to do next, we want to create, okay, a database values. We want to save this on the database. What are we going to use? Let's say const added note or notes, okay, is equal to, we want to use Prisma. Okay, we want to use Prisma. Okay, let's go to the lib folder that we created, because we need to get this Prisma from the lib folder. Okay, let's check, are we exporting any Prisma here? Okay, this is lib. Let's check prisma.ts. Is there anything that we're considering? Got a new client. I don't think this has been exported. Okay, let's just export it. Export, let's see. Declare segment expected. Okay, let me just export. Let's see, export. Okay, as you can see, we're exporting this. Let's import it here. Okay, Prisma. Here is it. Okay, and then in this Prisma, we want a method. Okay, we want the model. dot note. Here is the model, and we want the create method. Okay, so what we want to do here, on the create, we want, what do we want to do? I think we want to pass data, and since we've already got data here, this is data. Okay, but you can also do this and put data here. Okay, in case this variable name is, let's say, user data. Okay, you can do this. Okay, and then what we want to do, let's check if data is saved successfully. Okay, if we are trying to be defensive here, if something went wrong, if this is not user data, and then we need a next response, okay, which is going to pass this object and say there is an error, user not created. This is not a user. Okay, node not created, and then from then we need to put a status code, HTTP status code, let's say 500 for internal server error. And then if we, what can I say? If we reach this stage, that means we have added the node. And then what we want to do here, we want to send back the data, the node data, and the status, HTTP status code of 200. That means everything went well. So let's go back here and let's make that test. Okay, on network still. Let's say a note about, let's say this is a note about coded design. Don't forget to subscribe on coded design. If you like content like this, please subscribe now. Okay, so subscribe. Okay, where is this subscribe? Why there is an error in this subscribe? Subscribe. Okay, maybe there's a wrong spelling there. Let's continue, guys. Okay, so we are on the network and let's click save. Looks like we are winning. Okay, as you can see, are we winning? Why? I'm not sure about this. Okay, we are winning, but suppose we only get this data here. This is very, very funny. Okay, so let's just check first of all in here. Okay, do we have something on the database? Okay, as you can see, this is 0. Let me, do we have something like refresh here? We are almost there because this is a 0 node. That means there is something wrong in this route. Let's go and check again. Okay, this is user data. Wait, JSON. Add const. Let's see. Edit node Prisma. Do I have to await Prisma? I think so, because it's returning to me more like a function. This is more like a function. Okay, it's not some sort of the response from this. Okay, so I think I have to await it. As you can see now that I've awaited it, this is the data that I was expecting. So without awaiting it, it was giving us something like this. Okay, you see, this is a lot of details. Let's await it and see. And let's go back here and same data again. As you can see, now we are getting an ID of 1, title, coded design, description. This is created it and updated it. So that means we are winning and I'm happy with this. Let's go and check our database. Do I have to refresh it? Or why it's showing nothing? Is it me or what? Is it me or what? Is it me or what? Okay, as you can see, Here is the value. Okay, we got everything here. So I'm happy with this. So that means we can create a node. Now what we want to do, we want to get a list of nodes. Okay, so let's just go here and assign why can't we make this a single page application? Okay, without these routes. Let me just add a table here. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to add a shardcn table. Let's see, add a shardcn table. Shardcn. Shardcn. Let's go and check a component called a data table. Component called a data table. Let's see. Shardcn data table. Here is it. So what we want to do here, we want to go to the installation, shardcn data table. Okay, continue. Okay, and then to add 10 stack create table dependency, let's add that. Okay, I'm still adding this, I'm waiting for it. Let's just add this one as well. While I'm waiting for that, let's continue. So prerequisite, let's see. Payments, let's continue. Columns data, I'm happy with this. Let's go to the column definition. Okay, column definition. Columns.tsx. Let's go here. Where is the page layout? Okay. Columns.tsx. Columns.tsx. Let's paste this. Okay, as you can see. So what we want to do, we want the type here. So for us, we want the nodes. Okay. So how can we get the type? It's either we can create this type or we can get it from where? From Prisma. So let's do this. I think it's node. We can get a type node from Prisma. Let's just type here type node. Is it gonna be a capital letter or small letter? Okay, let's see. Nodes is equal to export. Let me just right click. Let's see. How can we get this from? Okay, let's do this. I will be back here now. Let's just do this here. I want to check something. Type. Oh, this didn't have a name. That's why. Let's say test is equal to, and then note, check here, generated PrismaClient. Okay, and this is supposed to be a type, as you can see. Okay, so what we can do here, we can just copy this. Okay, and go back here. Even here, I was supposed to say n equal to note. As you can see, I think this is the same thing. Okay. Okay, so this is the type that I want. So this is the type that I want, note. Then we're going to take this type here and paste it here. Sorry. So that means we have some sort of a note. Okay. So what we want to do here, the accessor key first, we have got an ID. The accessor key is the key from here. Okay, this one. And then the header, that means in our table, The header, the meaningful one, let's just make it an ID with capital letter. And then accessor key here, let's just copy and paste instead of making some typos or typing errors. My apologies about that. V, control place V. And then it's going to be the title. What else? The description as is. Description as is, and then created at as is. Created at. Do we really need updated at? Let's just leave it for now. Okay, so as you can see, this is exactly our column 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Let's continue and see what else do we want to do here after column definition. Okay, we have to create the actual data table. Okay, so they are calling this data table. I'm not going to call it that. I am going to call it note data table dot tsx. Okay, and let's paste this here. So first of all, it's a use client. I'm happy with that. Okay, interface data table td data values columns. Don't think I care much about that one. Where are we importing columns here? Import column definition table body. Let's see, where are they saying we must put this? Let's see. App payments data table. Okay, I see. But this is supposed to use the columns that we got there. Import data table and rows. Okay, no worries. Oh, okay. My apologies about this. Okay, this is still just what can I say, a boilerplate from shadcn. I think our own table is going to be here. We are going to render it. Okay, cool. If that is the case, I would like to move this from here because we're not going to edit this. Let me move it to components rather. To me, this feels like a component. Okay, because this is not our table, so we can just import it here on our page. So as you can see here on your page, here are the columns and the types. Okay, so what we want to do now, we want to render the table. Okay, let's come here and render the table on page. Let's render the table. Okay, let's just render it below this cut. Okay, let's import it, notes data table. Okay, happy with that. In terms of columns, import it from columns. And what about data? What we want to do for now, let's mock the data. Okay, let's go to columns. Okay, nope, this is not going to help us to mock the data. I think this can. This can, or let's just get the data from the API. Okay, so what we want to do here, we want to go to here and then we want to create a query. Okay, which is another template here, which is for form query, form query, and then we want to type here const. We'll come back to this. Use query, and then we want query function. The query function is going to be a function. This function is supposed to return axios.get. Do we have a get endpoint? Not at the moment. Let's just create it here, /API / get nodes. Okay, let's see. I forgot to do something here. Use query. And then what is the problem with this use query? This is a client. Yes. Did I import it from the right place? Where is the use query here? Use query. Let's check use mutation and use query. Okay, it's coming from the right place. Let's just check what I might have done. Am I inside a method? Yes. Okay, so this is supposed to work. Okay, let me just do this. Return axios.get. Going to remove this. Then just gonna paste this query function. Okay, an arrow function. And then is it with return? Yes. And then let's just put a query key and see. Query key. And then it's going to be an array with what do we want to do now? The query key is going to be, let's just get note. Okay, I will explain the query key later. Okay, so after that, what we want here, this will supply us with data and is loading. Let's just, do we have is, what is the other is fetching? Yes, let's just use is fetching. So this is the exact data that we want. And then we want to pass this data here in this table, fix some TypeScript issues. Okay, let's go back here. How can we type this data from here? Because I don't think this data is typed. Let's check. Okay, it's type of any. Let's come here. It's going to be nodes from generated client. Let's see. Now, as you can see, exactly what we want, or undefined. Okay. This error, it's because of undefined now. Okay, that means it cannot be defined. So let's just say this actual data, if it's not defined, which is undefined, let's put an array. Okay, an empty array. Let's check title string, description string. What is TypeScript complaining about? Set assignable to a type. Okay, let's see. Created at date. What might be? Okay, I think there is never here. Okay, I will deal with this later. So I have got this, and then let's use this is fetching. We don't want to render this table if this is still fetching. So how are we going to do that? We are going to type is this fetching? Yes, if is fetching. If is, let's see. Okay, let's use a ternary here. If is fetching, then put a paragraph check here. Let's say loading with dot, and then else. Then you can render this table as is. Okay, that means if you're still loading, let's see, column definition, title, description, created it, updated it as an array. Okay, cool. That means if you are done loading, then you can display this. Okay. What else can we do here? Okay. I think I'm happy with this. Now we want to create this endpoint. Okay, this endpoint. So let's go to API. Okay, endpoint, get notes. Get notes, and then create a route.ts. And then let's do it, export const get an arrow function. We need to return something. Next response.json. And then we need to make this asynchronous, and then we need to receive a request as next request. Exported const get, the get method, and then we want to do this. And then what we want here, we want to get the users const nodes, not users. Okay, let's say all nodes equal to prisma dot node dot what do I do here? Is it dot find many or dot find many? And that is it, because we don't filter things, we don't do anything. And then let's be defensive. If there are no nodes, or if this is what can I say, if there's an error, okay, let's return error. Okay, the message is da, 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 error while fetching nodes. And then we want a status code of what? Of 500, because it's an internal server error. If not, I would like to say, let's have a status of 200. That means we're going to get the nodes. Let's just read this. Okay, it's a get and there's a request. Looks like we're doing nothing with the request. Okay, so yes, we're not filtering, so we can just delete that one. Const all node is equal to Prisma. Let's await this. Okay, how do we know if we didn't await it? Look at this, plus Prisma promise. But if we can await it, then that means we're getting exactly what we want. Happy with this. All right, I think I'm ready to test. Let's see now what are the errors. It's only this one. I think this is TypeScript related. And let's double check. And let's refresh. Let's see. Data table does not exist. Data table does not exist. Okay, let's go back here, and that is true. We don't have data table. Okay, data table. I think let's go to notes. Let's see what's the name of this. Okay, export function. Okay, nope, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. Which one do I want? Let's leave this one like this as data table. Let's go to the one that we want to use. Yeah, I think it's this one. Okay, I think it's this one. So I should have left this as data table. My apologies about this. I was confused here. Okay, because this is a shard CN way of doing things. Okay, so we are not supposed to tamper with it. Okay, everything is data table. Let's go to the page. Okay, let's check components to the table. Let me first remove it like this. Click save, go back here, and then import it again. Okay, everything is data table, data table. Okay, is this a use client? Yes. Okay, let's go back and check. As you can see, at this point in time, it doesn't find, what can I say, the data. That's not much of a problem. We can always check. Okay, get notes. I think we do get a note. Okay, we do get a note here, but the note is not showing on the table. Okay, the table is saying no result. Let's just quickly check what might be the problem. Okay, let's go to our query. Where is our form query? Okay, we are getting is fetching here. And we're getting this data. And we are taking this data. Okay, if it's fetching, it's loading. If it's fetching, else that means if it's not fetching, display this table. We are taking this data table and we are passing our columns definition and everything is working well. And we are assigning data here. So let's just first do this just to test. Okay. Loading, still no data. Okay, we've got the ID, got the title, and we've got created at. All right, this is interesting. Let me do this instead. Try to be clever, and let's put this data as is. Okay. String is not assigned to a type date. To a type date. Okay, let me just leave this as is for now and test. Loading. Okay, that means we can get this data, the ID, but there is a problem with the title. Let's just go to our column definition. Okay, when we mock the data, we can get everything. Let's go to our column definition. Columns. Let's see what we've done. ID is ID. I'm happy with this. Accessor key title. Okay, is this title the same as this one? Okay, I think it's the same. Title and title is the same. Okay, and description. Okay, so let's just copy this just in case. You never know. Oh, there's a space here. Okay, as you can see, my mistake. And then created at, and that is it. Okay, let's go back. Loading. Everything works well. This is a title. We don't have a description here. Okay, let's go back here. As you can see, we really don't have a description. My apologies about that. Okay, I think this was the cause of that TypeScript error. Okay, description. Okay. Okay, let me just go back where? Here, take description. Go back to columns, paste it as it is, and paste this as it is. And then header is going to be description. Okay, the notes, don't you have a description? Okay, ID you have, title you have, description you have. Maybe I might as well copy this as is. Okay, description. Let's see. ID, title, oh, accessor key. My apologies about this. This is accessor key. My apologies, my mistake. I did the wrong thing. Accessor key description. Okay, as we have copied it here just to avoid the typos. Okay, I'm happy with this. Suppose now, in terms of the TypeScript errors which were here, we don't really have them. Okay, these ones. Okay, because now we've got ID, title, description created at, and this has got updated at. Okay, let's see if this has got updated at. Our column also has got updated at. I'm happy with this. I think everything looks fine in terms of, let me check first of all here. Okay, do we have a description? Yes. Okay, and this is supposed to be a bit bigger. Now let's put the real data. Okay, I'm happy with this. Now let's put the real data. Where is that real data coming from? Let's see. Form mutation. Sorry, form query. Form query is giving us a data here. Let's alias it to notes. Okay, data. Let's alias this to that. Okay, so let's see, this is going to continue, and then we are going to populate it with this. Okay, let's see. First of all, this is not an array. This is some sort of what can I say? This is not an array. This is supposed to be an array, but this type is it's just an object. Okay, why is that? Let's go back here to my form mutation. Okay, sorry, find query, form query. This is what I want. I think this note is supposed to have an array here so that it can be an array. Okay, as you can see, so that it can be, where is this bracket? Okay, I think it's going to be somewhere here. Here is this. That means it's an array. I'm happy with this. And then now we only need to solve the undefined part. Okay, okay, as you can see, there is undefined here. Okay, and here it ends only with what can I say, with this. So we need to just solve the undefined part. So how can I tell this guy that this is going to be defined? It's very simple. Let's just do this. Do not show. First check if this is true, and then show when this is true. Okay, I think we are done. Sorry. Okay, as you can see, this will only show when this is defined. So now everything works well. Okay, let's go back. But still, mutation here and paste it. Now there are no errors. Let's go back. And we got this. And what I want also, I want to make sure that this is a width of full. And what else? Okay, this was a width of something. Let's make it. Okay. Think I'm getting tired a little bit. My apologies about that. 125. Let's make it 200 so that the width can be bigger. Let's go back and see. As you can see, guys. Okay. So now let's go to the query keys. As soon as we add something here, let's say note 2, it's not going to show here. Okay, another note. Okay, it might have been added, but we don't even see, and it's not showing up here. The first thing that we need to do is we need to add a link. Let's link the mutation, sorry, the query key, sorry, the query, this query with its corresponding mutation. Okay, so there is no mutation key here. Mutation key. So the mutation key for this is this. So as soon as this creates something, this needs to be refreshed automatically so that it can show the new list. So let's go back here. As you can see, there's a new list here. Let's say a new list. Okay, note number 3. Let's click save and see. It's still not doing what we want. That means I have created a lot of queries, but this is not refreshing. Let's just go back and test that. Okay, let's see. Mutation key is it? Let's see. Is mutation key a string or is supposed to be an array? Okay, let's see. Maybe I might have made a mistake somewhere here. Okay, so I'm sure. Okay, I'm happy with this. This is my mutation. So when you are done mutating, and then you need to update this. Okay, cool. And then maybe let me async and await this as well. Let's see. Okay, so I've got a mutation key here. So once this is done, then this is the query key which corresponds to the mutation. Do I have to invalidate queries myself? I think so. Okay, everything works well here, but I didn't invalidate my queries. And how do I do that? I think when I'm mutating, there is an onSuccess method here that I have to pass. OnSuccess. Okay. I forgot about this. My apologies. Okay. I need a query client then. Query client from 10-stack query. I think so. Is it use query client or is the actual query client? I think it's use query client. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy it here. Let's come here and then const qc query client is equal to, let me just not be lazy, is equal to use query client, and then let's invalidate queries here. Okay, on success query client dot invalidate, not queries. Okay, and then I think it also takes a string, and then this is going to work now. Okay, now I see this query key for mutation doesn't really have to be the same as mutation notes. Let's just leave it like this. This doesn't have to be the same. The only thing that have to be the same is, okay, let's say dot invalidate queries. Okay, I think there is a wrong syntax here. There is a key that is supposed to be here. Let's see, I just forgot. Now I think, okay, I think there is something. Query key. I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think this is how it's supposed to be. Okay, get notes. Notes. Okay, so the only thing that needs to relate to this is this one. Okay, this one is totally different thing. My apologies about that. Let's do this. Let me go to the database. Is it possible if I can delete some of the things? Where is the refresh? I think this is supposed to have more than just one, but I don't know why now it has one at the moment. Refresh, refresh. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot. And then how do I delete one here? I have never deleted anything. Nope. Refresh, schema, JSON, validation. Okay, let me just leave it like this for now. Let's go back and check here in terms of refreshing. We've got 5. Okay, note number 5 and testing number 5. Let's see, save. As you can see now, it has refreshed. Number 5 is here. I'm happy with this. Now what we want to do, we want to some sort of clean this when we are done. And then what we want to do here on page, what we want to do on success. Let's continue with on success here. I need reset from React hook form. Let's see here. We don't have it. Okay, I don't need watch, but I need reset, and then we can just come here on invalidating queries somewhere here. I don't even need this one. Where is mutation? And then here we need to reset. Okay, I think resetting, as you can see. Let's test. Okay, last note, and this is a title. This is supposed to be description. Let's say testing last. Okay, let's save. As you can see, when everything is done, we've got last note. And one last thing, we just need to go to our form and change this to description. Where is description? I don't need this. Okay, I want to go to here, and this is description. And this brings us to the end of this tutorial. Okay, I was supposed to have created these different routes, but I just decided to put everything here in one place, and that is it. Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. If this video has added value to your overall understanding of Next.js, 10-stack query, and ShadCN, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you on the next one.